Hey everyone, it's Joy, and today I'm going to be doing a review / talk about Windfall by Jenifer E. Smith. So I received this as an ARC a while ago, but I'm just now getting around to reading it. And so I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about the book if you have not read it yet, and then I will get into more of a spoilery discussion later on in the video. So this book follows the main character Alice, who has had a pretty tough life. Both her parents died when she was very young and not that far apart. One died of cancer and one died in a car accident, and she's kind of believed that the whole world is against her, and she doesn't believe in luck. But on the 18th birthday of her best friend and secret crush, Teddy, she buys him a lottery ticket that wins $14.7 million or something like that. It's a pretty crazy number. So this book follows their friendship and how they deal with this huge change and getting all of this new money. Because Teddy has also had kind of a hard life. His father isn't really around much because he has a gambling addiction, and so they've both had kind of a hard time in life. And so Teddy kind of feels like this is the universe paying them back, and Alice isn't so sure about that. One of the things I liked about the book was kind of the contrasting personalities, where Alice, she's kind of worked all her life to do good. She volunteers at soup kitchens, and, she volunteers at the library helping little kids read. And so, of course, when it comes to the money, she's not really interested in taking it. She kind of thinks that the money should be used for a more altruistic purpose. Whereas Teddy, because he has kind of had to do without a lot of his life because he has, a single mom working as much as she can. And so he kind of goes about just kind of going crazy with the money at first. And so that was definitely a very interesting contrast to see. So the concept of this book is a really interesting one to me because I am not the kind of person who thinks like, what would I do if I win the lottery, or I wish I could win the lottery, because it's just not something that I really think about all this often. But definitely reading this book makes you think, what would I do with millions and millions of dollars? And I mean, obviously the first thing that comes to mind is my own personal library, but it really does make you think about it. I remember having an English teacher who was telling me about how he had a former student who won the lottery and her life was just ruined, and it's hard for me to imagine how your life could be ruined after having something like that happen to you. I think that winning the lottery is just such a rare occurrence that it's almost like the human mind isn't equipped to deal with that kind of sudden social status change, and having that much money really changes your life so much. My 18th birthday, my sister bought me, I think, 3 lottery cards, and I did not win anything. I did like the book. I will say that it's not my favorite Jenifer E. Smith book, just because I really love her other books, and I just didn't quite make the connection with this book that I did with some of her others. And I think a big part of it is that I wasn't a huge fan of Teddy. He just kind of had a bad first impression of him, and I'll kind of talk about that more in the spoilery section. But overall, I definitely think that it is worth the read. So as far as the book itself goes, I do really like the cover. I think it is very symbolic of a celebration, which is kind of what you're going to be doing when you find out that you win the lottery. So it just has the main title, Windfall, and then underneath it says, "Let luck find you." And then this took me a while to get these 2 little animals here, and even after reading the book I was like, it's cute, but I just don't get it. And then finally it clicked. Oh yeah, Alice, alligator, and Teddy bear. And so that made the cover just that much more cute to me. That's all I'm going to say about the book for the non-spoiler section. But if you have read the book, then definitely keep watching so we can talk about some of the main problems and the main things that I really liked about this book. So if you have not read the book, then if you decide to go read it, then definitely come back so we can all chat together. So I think one of the biggest things that kept me from enjoying this book to its full potential was just I wasn't a huge fan of Teddy. And I think it was definitely because I do really love all of Jenifer E. Smith's male characters, and maybe I was comparing him a little bit too much, but when he first finds out he wins the lottery and he kisses Alice and then just doesn't say anything about it for days, you can't do that. He came across as very arrogant to me, and not in, oh well yeah, he comes across arrogant, but he's actually like really sweet, that's all an act. He came across to me as actually very arrogant, and I just am not a huge fan of that. He did start to kind of win me over a little bit more towards the end of the book. You know, we came up with the idea, the spreading kindness and passing it forward idea. I still don't accept his explanation of why he didn't bring up the kiss. And then when Alice did bring up the kiss, he said, oh yeah, like it was nothing, and basically just completely dismissed her. Even though I'm sure he can tell that Alice has had a crush on him for years. I mean, how could you not? It seems like she made it somewhat obvious. But he definitely did kind of start to win me over, and I was like, okay, he's not that bad of a guy. I did still kind of want her to end up with Sawyer because I just thought that he was so sweet and he was a much better fit for her. And this is one of the few times when I've read a book and I have rooted for the couple that didn't end up becoming canon. So that was definitely kind of a new experience for me, and I didn't really like it. I have a whole new respect for the people who ship non-canon ships now. Another thing, I really liked Leo. I thought that he was a really cool character, and I liked how it added in his relationship with Max. I thought that just kind of added a nice level to the story. I really love Alice's aunt and uncle. I just think that they are awesome, that they took her in when she was 9 and they have raised her like their own child. I just thought that it was so nice to see good parents represented in a YA book because I feel like that's really rare. Overall, I did enjoy the story, but just those few little things kind of got to me a little bit. But that is all I have to say right now about Windfall. So definitely let me know if you've read the book, what you've thought of it. Let me know what books you guys are reading right now, and if you have any good recommendations, then definitely let me know, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!